Hello, welcome to Off Grid Thoughts channel. In this video, I'm going to just kind of continue on with this solar panel frame board that I'm making. In my last video, I was talking about the future steps and that I got to this point. On this video, I just kind of want to explain a little bit about the construction to this point. It's just an L bracket, construction L bracket. You can use virtually any L brackets you want. Um, and it's just one on each side. This is the bottom. And then another attachment point is 3-inch drywall screws. Just two on every attachment point. And the top, this is the top over here. It's the same. I thought it would be cost effective to do it this way. So, that's what makes up most of this is 3-inch screws. These are 2x2s stacked. So, that's pretty much, it's very simple construction. So pretty much, what I did was, there was a few spots where the screws kind of came through just a little bit. So I took my rotary tool and sanded these down. If you had a drill, um, or anything like that, you could put a stone on it and just kind of sand them down. I use a rotary tool. Um, you could take like a little hacksaw if you got on it just right, if you had that. But I'm going to make a back to it. There'll be a back, and the power wire will come out the back. As I mentioned in the last video, there'll be a couple of bus bars that I'm going to mount in here. I've got, typically, you want to keep your charge controller in and out of the weather, your solar charge controller. But I did kind of build it this way too. So if I ever wanted to mount a charge controller, I'd have some space like in one of these sides. But in the middle, I'm going to put my bus bars, my negative and positive bus bars, and then the negative and positive will hook to each bar, and it'll come out the middle on the bottom here. And if I ever wanted to put a charge controller, maybe I could put one over here, maybe have a second in there for a backup. But I want to plan for those contingencies because, maybe, you think, well, I'm going to mount this in whatever box inside, or you may find, you want to mount it inside of the board. I mean, you depending on how the situation, but obviously your charge controller is going to do better if it's protected out of the weather. But this is going to have a thin board on the back. It's gonna be covered on the front, but I could make something where it would be accessible. I could just remove some screws and get to it. But for now, I'm just going to have my bus bars and then the power lead coming out. But this is an option. That's why I decided to make this a little bit longer, just so I'd have some space in here. But let's say if this fell over for some reason, mostly going to just hit the wood. It's not going to, hit the panel itself. And these aren't glass panels, so there's not really any fear of the glass going to get broken. Um, so, unless something really large hits this, you know, um, they should still work. But I'll post a part 5 when I make further progress on this, and this takes a little bit of woodworking skill, but it's a very basic thing. Myself, I don't really have precision woodworking tools, not really. I've got a few things, a few power tools. I don't really have a lot of woodworking tools, although, I enjoy woodworking and things like that. And, I've done projects in my life, but, this is just done with all basic things. You could make a project like this with smaller wood, like strip wood, trim wood. It's all in your liking. Um, I wanted a little bit of durability, but I didn't want this to end up too big or too heavy. Um, and at the time, solar panels were very expensive. And, if I had it to do over again with the current prices, because I already have, most of the panels I'm ever going to need now. But if I had it to do over again, I'd probably buy some of these cheaper 100-watt panels that are around $50 right now. But it's okay, these are still, I could still use these, and that's all right. Um, so, I just wanted to kind of give this a better overview of, how I've done this. And uh, I'm going to be putting some more silicone in here. Silicone shrinks. It depends on the product you're using, but I'm going to go back and put another layer on this. I'm even going to put some on these edges here, just to when you put sealer or silicone, it helps cushion everything, and there's a tendency, for the wood not to, water damage. This is exterior paint, but there's a tendency. It helps with squeaking, any creaks or squeaking or anything like that. So I'm going to apply some silicone. Um, but, it's kind of like, um, I didn't know at the time when I bought these panels if some of the other panels would go up in price even more. I didn't know. I thought, well, these are obtainable right now to me. I can buy these at the price that they're at. So that's kind of what I did. But hey, I'm not complaining. I've got them, and they'll give me a little bit of something. You know, it's not going to be a lot on just one board, but if I make some more boards, then you know, combined, I'll have a nice little system. Um, But again, I have many more panels than this, larger ones, and I'm just kind of getting these board projects underway. I'm getting them, started, and you know, just kind of posting this to show that anything's possible. You can make stuff work. Um, but again, very important to have an open on a 12-volt system, have an open circuit voltage of at least 18 volts. um, if it's if you've got an open circuit voltage of like 13 volts, that's more for a 6-volt system. If you're not sure, if you order a solar panel, test this open circuit voltage, and before you buy a whole bunch of them. The first couple of panels that I bought, they were 13 volts, and pretty much I was like, well, I kind of figured out real fast that, oh, don't buy any more of these. Buy the ones with the higher open circuit voltage. Sometimes the only way you're going to know is if you just order one, test it. It might not tell you, but they've got all kinds of ones like this that are even larger than this that would probably work fairly well. That are almost the same price as these. These are getting harder to find, but they've still got some of these type out there. Something like this is definitely gonna, with a solar charge controller and a battery. If you have a little inverter on it, it's going to charge a cell phone. It's going to run small things. This is not going to produce a great deal of power, though. I'm going to have like make 5 of these boards. So altogether, it's going to produce some power, but I don't recommend, because it comes with these ports, but you don't expect, oh, I put this in the sunlight and it's going to charge my phone. No, not really. Electrical doesn't work that way. You have to have enough. This is to charge a battery, and your power's coming from your battery. And it depends on your cell phone charger. If it's an AC inverter, and I'll probably do a separate video about that. But to kind of explain electricity a little bit like that. But all right, well, thanks for watching. I hope this was interesting, and take care out there.